Parkour was never about making or failing a jump. It was about getting up and trying again. The parkour god told me as long as you can parkour, there is always a way. And in my parkour civilization, people will always have a chance to try again.
Humanity's greatest strength is our ability to constantly progress as a species. For every passing day, every passing minute, we are constantly evolving, becoming better, smarter, more efficient. Earth has been around for approximately 4.5 billion years, yet we comprise only around 0.007% of its total history. That's a big part of why I just love consuming media, is to see how far we can perfect and evolve our crafts. But of course, not everybody learns from their mistakes. That's why we have big stinkers out there like Concord or Promise Neverland Season 2 or Morbius. But nevertheless, some have to take one for the team up the butt so that we can ensure these abominations are never created again. But unfortunately, especially in recent times, these abominations have kind of taken over and plagued the media market. But on my journey to find the Mona Lisa of media, I've watched and experienced a lot of great things. The closest I came to finding Nirvana was with One Piece, or so I had thought. I thought ReZero also had a lot of potential, but nay, it was not to be. For I have found the perfect piece of media, and I'm sure a lot of you have too. This piece of entertainment is so flawless I can't help but call it anything else but peak. The true peak. I think we as a civilization have nowhere else to go but down from here. Nothing comes even close to the masterpiece that is Parkour Civilization. I'm not sure what we did for God to bless us with this immaculate piece of entertainment, but this video or movie was actually uploaded 9 months ago. So for some reason it blew up all of a sudden 9 months later, like the second coming of Jesus Christ, and people are treating this piece of entertainment like it's like sent by the Messiah himself. And I mean, it's for a good reason, because this story has the emotion, it has the drama, the betrayal, the struggle against fate, and boy, the plot twists in here are insane. I mean, usually you don't expect this, but even the voice acting is phenomenal. I mean, just take a listen to this.
In my neighborhood, pretty much everyone has fallen into the void and died, except for the guy who lives right next to me. He's been my neighbor for 5 years. No! Why did he try going for the beef?
Now, I don't know about you guys, but that was the sound of genuine fear. It felt like this dude was going through his script and then someone just pointed a gun at his face. Like, that was genuinely impressive. Now, I don't want to spoil too much because, well, this is only something that you can experience once in your life. So yeah, I definitely recommend everybody go give this a shot because it's truly something special. I will link it down in the description below. But anyway, our story takes place with Evbo, the main character in a parkour civilization. As the name suggests, everything here is run through parkour. You eat through parkour, you work through parkour, you get around your day through parkour. Now, although that does sound like a dumb premise at first, you'd be sorely mistaken to underestimate Parkour Civilization. Because the execution of the story beats in this story are so good that it just immediately immerses you into the world. Now, this is a coming of age story, so naturally Evbo will be starting at the bottom as a parkour noob living in his dingy little poop hut. Most people down there are content with their mediocre lives, but not our main character Evbo. No sir, he has different plans. He doesn't want to be a bird trapped in a cage being fed shit all day. I mean, who does? But the only way to improve is by challenging the parkour tower and becoming a parkour pro. This is where the story really begins, and I'm using that term very loosey-goosey here because Parkour Civilization transcends our notion of what a story really is. Now, I can't talk about the rest without tapping into some spoilers here because, well, I want to talk about the intricacies in its writing. Because while yes, on the surface it seems like a silly Minecraft video, it's actually a commentary on social classes and the illusion of choice. You see, in Parkour Civilization, there are several different classes that represent authority in the real world. The higher you are in the tower, the more control you have over others. However, there is no climbing ranks. Every test you take in the tower is rigged and impossible to complete unless you find a way to cheat the system.
I was face to face with the entrance to the Parkour Pro Civilization. This was it. I was about to be the first noob in history to rank up. But then the realization hit me. The last jump to get to the Parkour Pro Civilization was a 3-block jump. It was impossible. This was why no noob has ever ranked up to become a pro. The course was impossible to begin with. But then I remembered the barrier. This is what the old man wanted me to use it for.
Essentially, your life and social status are predetermined. The moment you step down, there's no way back up. This commentary parallels real-world meritocracies that are often rigged, where factors like privilege, connections, or sheer luck determine who succeeds, rather than pure effort. In that sense, the system is designed in a way to maintain the status quo, keeping most of the people at the bottom. Now that I think about it, this actually is suspiciously similar to One Piece and the Celestial Dragons anime, but that's another thing. Anyway, I hope now I gave you guys a better understanding of how deep and profound the writing in this story really is. Even simple sentences like, in Parkour Civilization, no one chooses to jump for the beef. It's better to be safe and do the one block jump for the chicken rather than risk your entire life for just half a hunger bar more. Holds such deep and profound meaning. Like that line right there is the most chef's kiss metaphor for how life throws you into impossible choices. Like, yeah, no shit, nobody's willing to go after the beef. Like, you're telling me someone's gonna pick the harder, riskier jump for a piece of raw cow when the chicken is right there easy peasy. Hell no. People are forced into taking that leap because they've got no real choice. This whole beef situation is actually crazy with how much you could go down the rabbit hole. It's the perfect way to talk about how life squeezes you, basically. You've got rent, you got bills to pay, food to buy, maybe a dog to feed. The next thing you know, you're being shoved into these insane risks just to keep your head above the water. It's not about the beef being worth it anymore. It's about you needing something better than the scraps you're being offered. The system makes it feel like you're choosing the hard path, but let's be real, you're not choosing shit. At some point, you're gonna get tired of shoving raw chicken down your throat that poisons you. So you're taking the only path that might keep you afloat, even if it's rigged against you from the jump. So it's no wonder that most people in Parkour Noob Civilization gave up on trying to get ahead because, well, you can't get ahead. But that wasn't the case for our boy Evbo. He did everything in his testicles to try and overcome fate. And spoiler alert, he succeeded. He beat it. Evbo didn't just look at the impossible parkour tower and say, nah, fuck this shit, I'm out. No, he stared that shit down. He looked at that broken system straight in the face and said, I'm fucking going in. Every time he got knocked down, he came back with more intensity, like a man possessed by the thought of finally being able to taste French fries in 5 years. He beat the impossible course not just by pure skill, but by sheer determination. And Evbo's success wasn't just a personal victory, it was a statement. He's saying you can beat the system if you're stubborn enough. You can beat the system if you don't give up. And if you grind your way through the most absurdly difficult challenges they throw at you, you will succeed. Even though he has one of the most godlike powers in this parkour universe where he could do a 360 and pretty much beat everyone. And he was low-key kind of the chosen one to beat this whole system, so you could say that it was actually his fate and not everybody can do this. And there were also a lot of plot convenience moments where he kind of got bailed out of every situation and inconvenience that he was in. But anyway, yeah, that's about it for Parkour Civilization. I thought I'd just give my quick little thoughts on this because this story really did touch my heart and it was a masterpiece in almost every single way. There honestly is no story better than this, so do yourself a favor and go watch the full-length video or VOD or movie or whatever. You will not regret it, I guarantee you that. If I were to give it a score, I don't think anybody would be surprised at this. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. If I were to go beyond the scale, I honestly don't know what number I would choose because none of them does justice to how good the writing in this series is. Anyway, yeah, I don't have much else to say. So yeah, like the video if you liked it, dislike the video if you disliked it, subscribe for more, and yeah, I will see you all in the next video. See ya!